defending the free market, and making the moral case for capitalism. The Justin Moore Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Justin Moore Show, where we make sense of what's going on in this crazy, insane, out of control world. And boy, do we have a show for you guys today talking about the first presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. Yeah, that just took place last week. And, you know, usually when I do debate shows, you know, like throughout the Republican primary and Democrat primary, well, I guess I only talked about one of the Democrat primary debates, but usually I play a bunch of clips. And you know what? With this one, I'm not going to do that. You know, just watching it is kind of a lot of the same sort of stuff. You know, Donald Trump repeats himself all the time. You know, it wasn't really anything that memorable from this debate. And I think I just want to do it a little bit differently. I'm just going to give you my overview, and let's just go through this without the clips. So, to start out, you know, the moderator of the debate was Lester Holt. And, you know, so it was put on by NBC. And I really loved the format of this debate. Basically, how they had it set up was, you have, once Lester Holt asks you a question, you have 2 minutes. Then you get a 2-minute rebuttal from your opponent. So you can kind of go back and forth a few times. I think it came up to a total of like 8 minutes, something like that. So I just thought that was great because obviously during the Republican primary, you know, you have so many candidates up there. When they're only 1 minute responses and you maybe can rebuttal one time, you can't really flush things out at that point. But thankfully, with this debate, that was allowed to happen. But for a guy like Donald Trump, who he just kind of makes stuff up as he goes anyway, and you know he doesn't really think through everything. He just speaks. This format probably doesn't help him all that much. But anyway, so the question with these debates, and this is the analysis you hear. Who won the debate? You know, they have all the polls that came out after the debate. You know, the CNN polls, I guess, were saying Hillary won, and some polls are saying Trump won. But it seemed like most people thought Hillary won. But for me, it's a complicated question. So what I want to do here, let's just I'm going to go through my observations and what I saw happen at the debate. And, you know, let's try to come to a response here. And you guys decide for yourself, you know, who you thought won. But first off, we look at the debate. Hillary was dressed. She was in an all red pantsuit. I think they call that communist red. That must have been the shade of red that she had. Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, I'm serious. This red pantsuit, she looked like she fell out of a Dr. Seuss novel. You know, like the Cat in the Hat? Yeah, there was the Thing 1 and Thing 2. She seriously looked like one of those things. All you need to do was go put a little sticker that says Thing 1. Hey, Hillary, Halloween is October 31st, okay? You're just a little bit early. Yeah, I know you go to Costco and they've had Halloween stuff out for a few months now, but yeah, you're just a little bit early. So I just thought that was a pretty amazing color scheme she had going on there. Then we hear like from Hillary's opening statement. It was complete flat-out socialism. You know, yes, we need to raise taxes on the rich. She's talking about gender inequality. And then, you know, later on in the debate, she brings up how trickle-down economics was the cause of the crisis in 2008. Are you kidding me? Trickle-down economics had nothing to do with the crisis in 2008. And what's so scary is here Hillary... you know, she has a 50-50 chance, essentially, of becoming the next president of the United States. And she thinks trickle-down is to blame for the housing crisis. I mean, here's going to be the leader of the quote-unquote free world. Oh, man. Oh, we are screwed. But anyway, during the debate, you know, a lot of people thought, oh, Hillary, she's either going to, you know, pass out or she's going to have a coughing fit that doesn't end, which that would have been great. But that did not happen, unfortunately. And actually, for this debate, they had, I think, record numbers for a debate. It was right around 100 million, which was really good. So I think, yeah, a lot of people were just hoping for Hillary to fail, but that did not happen. She got through the debate. Okay. But I did notice at the very beginning of the debate, Hillary, it's like I saw her eyes started floating up. And I started thinking there, I'm like, whoa, they must have loaded her full of drugs, just like, okay, Hillary, you just got to last 90 minutes. That's it. And so they just got enough drugs just to get her through. And she probably just passed out right after that. But, I mean, that's all my speculation, of course. But she did. She made it. And then we move over to Donald Trump now. What I noticed with him was very interesting. The first 15 minutes, I noticed that Donald Trump was actually nervous. I couldn't believe it. Comparing to how I've seen Trump in all the Republican primary debates, oh man, he was sweating. He kept pulling out his water glass, drinking it. I even noticed him shaking a little bit, and he was just really toned down. He was off his game. I mean, this wasn't the Trump that we were used to. And he actually came across as awkward. Do you guys remember during the Republican primary debate, I can't remember who he was talking to. He was addressing, I don't know if it was Rubio or Cruz, and he basically said something like, he's talking to Rubio, and he's like, "Is that okay?" Asking, "Is that okay if I say it in that way?" Or what? I'm not sure. I can't remember what he was referring to, but asking, "Is that okay?" And he did the exact same thing with Hillary, because he called her Secretary Clinton, and he's asking, "Oh, is that okay?" And in the way he did it, in the way he responded back, it wasn't natural at all. It was very awkward. I mean, it's like a Ted Cruz trying to be funny. You can just tell it's not in Ted Cruz's DNA to be a funny guy. He's a very serious guy, and he's gonna come across as awkward trying to be funny. So yeah, I don't know. I'm like, when I first started watching this, it's like, Trump, you're in big trouble here. Because I mean, Trump, he's used to having a whole field of candidates just attack. He can bounce from one to the next. All the attention's not necessarily on you. But now, this is it's just between you and Hillary now. This is for all the cheese. But then after the first 15 minutes, after Hillary Clinton attacked Trump a few times, I noticed that Trump, he kind of went back to more of his sixth grade-ish self. And he was back on his game for the most part. It kind of Hillary attacking Trump, it's like, punching the guy who turns into Hulk, and that's when he gets all big. You just got to make him mad. Well, that's exactly how Trump is. And it probably took him back to his glory days of making fun of kids on the playground, okay, you're right. I just made that up. I have no idea if that's true or not. But all I will say is this. It definitely seems like Trump has had a lot of practice making fun of people. I mean, he's good at it, and he is natural at it when he's not nervous. That is the key. Now, listening and analyzing Trump throughout this debate, after the first 15 minutes, when Trump was responding with his 2-minute answers, it was the quintessential Trump just repeating himself, saying the same things over and over again. It was like, it was horrible. And some of his answers for 2 minutes, all he was saying, yeah, fair trade. Yeah, China manipulates his currency. We need to bring jobs back. Stop him from leaving the United States. Yes, protectionism. And then, NAFTA was a horrible trade deal. We need people in charge who can make good deals. Oh yeah. And then Trump also made a comment that we need law and order. That Trump is the law and order candidate. And actually, Trump was saying in regards to law and order, oh man, Trump, he was all about stop and frisk, which basically stop and frisk is, a police officer, he doesn't need probable cause to come up to you and frisk you. So say you're wearing your pants down to your knees, well, he might come up and frisk you. Or say you're a woman in yoga pants. Well, the cop may think you need some frisking, So I mean, talk about violating people's Fourth Amendment rights right there. I mean, geez. Come on, conservatives, where are you guys? I thought you guys were about the Constitution, huh? But of course, nope, he's got an R behind his name. He's fine. He's fine. He's better than Hillary Clinton, they would say. But also, I noticed just like Hillary going after Trump. I mean, there's so many times Trump he had all these missed opportunities. He could have came back with some great lines that could have totally took Hillary down. And he totally flopped. I mean, I can't think of, there's just so many. I just remember yelling at my TV. It's like, Trump, say this. And I just know, like, for instance, when Hillary attacked Trump and saying that, oh yeah, Trump, he believes in trickle-down economics, and that doesn't work. Well, a good line Trump could have responded back. He could have said, well, Hillary, I know it sure as hell doesn't trickle up. You know, he could have at least did something like that. But no, he was like a Romney, like just kind of taking it for the most part. I wish I could remember some more examples. But like in regards to the economy, oh man, it was just horrible seeing how we just completely missed it time and time again. And yeah, oh man, it was just bad. And then, there's a lot of these issues that Trump and Hillary agree on. They bring up gun control. And hey, look, Trump's solution to reducing a lot of these shootings we've had recently, Trump really said, oh yeah, we just need more police. And then that's when he brought up the stop and frisk. What? We need more police? How can that help anything? What, do we want a policeman stationed at everybody's doorstep? I mean, that's not realistic. And this is the point that like the gun expert John Lott brings up all the time, and it's a really good point. It's that, well, whenever any of these crimes are committed, it's before the cop can get there. You need to be able to protect yourself because the police can't be there instantaneously, That's why it is important to learn how to protect yourself. So for Trump to say, we just need more police, well, no, but they always show up after the crime has been committed, so no. How about help people in the midst of a crime? Well, how do you do that? By somebody having a gun on their person, or at least, in their house, and someone knowing how to use a gun to protect themselves. But no, there was none of that. Trump was right in line with the gun control measures that Hillary supports. He absolutely was. He didn't deny him. And here's all these people who support Trump, and I know some of them around here in Montana. They're huge gun advocates, and they think Trump is going to protect their Second Amendment rights. Well, if they watch the debate, they probably should be a little scared because Trump is definitely not about that. I mean, this is a guy from New York City, for God's sakes. How much of a Second Amendment advocate can he be, right? Oh, but then things get worse. I mean, here it's a presidential debate, and Rosie O'Donnell's name comes up. Yes. Can you believe this? Here is Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Supposedly, according to the people, of course, these are the two most qualified people to be president of the United States. And, because Trump got asked the question, oh, well, Trump, you've been calling girls slobs and pigs and that sort of thing. And yeah, well, he's like, I mean, Trump did have a pretty funny line in regards to Rosie O'Donnell. It's like, well, I mean, it's true, basically, is what he said. But still, I mean, this is the presidential debate, and we're talking about Rosie O'Donnell. And then we have Obama's birth certificate. That was talked about at this presidential debate. Oh, yeah, because, I mean, okay, in all fairness, yeah, just recently Trump had admitted that he had his people look into it, and it turns out Obama is a citizen. Well, okay, that's really great. Since Obama's been president for, 7.5 years now, his second term is almost over. And now it can finally be rested that Obama is a citizen of the United States. Oh, he was born in Hawaii. Okay, that's just fantastic. Oh man, that just shows. Really, what does our politics in the United States come down to? I mean, this is a clown show. This is why you really don't need to watch TV. You just turn on the news and it's we're watching a sitcom play out before our very lives, but unfortunately it's real life. And so I guess we come down to it. At the end of the day, who won the debate? From what I just said, from my observations from the debate, I see that Trump had, just as I said, so many opportunities to throw egg in Hillary's face, but he didn't. He completely missed them. If Trump actually understood a little bit more about economics, he could have easily shut her down on so many of the things she was saying. So much of this left-wing propaganda, BS, equal gender equality, the rich don't pay their fair share. We need to tax the rich. Imagine if it was a free market guy up there. Someone who actually, imagine Ron Paul. If Ron Paul was debating Hillary Clinton on stage. Wow. Oh my gosh. That would have been so entertaining. Oh man. But no, we don't have a Ron Paul. We have the opposite of a Ron Paul. We literally have the Republican version of Obama up there. Donald Trump, which, Donald Trump, yeah, he's really I guess Republicans are liberals today anyway. It's really not much of a difference. And then Trump also during this debate, he was on the defensive the entire time. He was always defending himself against Hillary Clinton. And then we go over to Hillary Clinton. She's such a horrible candidate. I mean, this woman should be in prison for God's sakes. And you got to give it to her though. She was going on offense. She was throwing things at Trump, making him defend himself, about being bankrupt, all these sort of things. Oh, Trump doesn't release his tax returns. And so the whole time, Trump is just reacting to those charges. But at the end of the day, look, Hillary, she has very little to go on. So she has to make it about how horrible Donald Trump is. And Hillary, to state the obvious, she's not even likable at all. She has no sense of humor. You can just tell how cold she is. But she actually came across a little less cold at that debate. But at the end of the day, Hillary Clinton, with as little as she's got going on as a politician, just a horrible politician, she did the best she possibly could. She did. But now Trump, I think he had so much more potential where he could have knocked her out, but he didn't. So at the end of the day, I think the debate, Hillary won, just because her performance was so much better. And Trump, he just, he can bring the heat the next two debates, maybe. I guess we'll see. But I guess at the end of the day, does it really matter who won the debate? No, it doesn't. Because remember, in 2012, it was Mitt Romney who won the first debate over Obama by a landslide, But look, do we have a President Romney? No. So, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you were to just look at it without getting as deep as I just did, it really looked like a draw. But with Hillary going more on offense and Trump not taking advantage of those opportunities, I have to give it to Hillary. So, you guys decide what you think. If you even saw the debate, if you're really bored, you've seen all the funny cat videos out there, you've caught up on all my shows. Well, then go check out the debate. Now, actually, when the next debate comes out, I'm going to be on my cruise, the Contra cruise. Yes, I leave. I'm flying out the 8th of October. And I can't remember when I get back. I think it's like the 17th is when I come back. So what I have planned, I do have some episodes planned. And actually, I interviewed Doug Casey last night. Yeah, that's already all good to go. And it's already all uploaded. So that interview with Doug Casey comes out October 11th. That's when I'm at seas on the Contra cruise. You guys will get to hear my interview with Doug Casey. Oh, man, let me tell you guys. That interview was awesome. Oh, man, all the fantastic things that Doug Casey says. You guys remember when I came back from Freedom Fest, I made the comment that I got to have lunch with Doug Casey and his co-author John Hunt. Just the three of us at lunch. And I made the comment that, Doug Casey is the most interesting guy I've ever met. And just how it's just like you can just sense his wisdom, Well, in this interview, you guys are going to get a taste. If you guys have no idea who Doug Casey is, which I'm sure most of you out there know who he is. This guy, literally, he is a legend in the resource investing industry. Big time. He's a New York Times bestselling author from the 1970s with his book, Crisis Investing. He's been on the Phil Donahue show back, he was before Oprah became Oprah. It was Phil Donahue. You can go back. It's on YouTube, his interview with him. Doug Casey, seriously, so many incredible things are said in that interview. I can't wait for you guys to listen to it. You guys are going to absolutely love it. Actually, you know what? I actually want to let me just play a quick little clip from my interview with Doug Casey, just to tease it out just a little bit. Let's play it.
Is that how you travel? Absolutely. Americans especially are such scared little kitties. I went to a conference in Turkey a few weeks ago, and of course, Turkey got on the State Department's watch list, and all the news is saying, oh, there was just a coup there, and, very dangerous, and then there was that bombing in Istanbul airport and so forth. So there was supposed to be 150 people at this conference, half of them Americans, and almost all the Americans didn't show up. I was one of the few Americans there, and I was just disgusted, which scared kiddies. Americans are what they should do. It was a wonderful place to be. It was safe. It was mellow. It was friendly. But people listen to what they hear on the news, and they actually pay attention to what these morons at the State Department tell you. No, I prefer going to places on the State Department's watch list because...
There you go. I mean, there's just so much... Oh, man, it's so much great stuff. And actually, the main reason I have Doug Casey on the show is to talk about his new book, Speculator. But we get into so many different topics because, Doug Casey, he's traveled and lived all over the world. Just getting a guy's perspective on things from someone who's ventured outside of the United States. I just find it so fascinating because, I've only traveled outside of the United States one time. That's when I went to Germany. And actually now, going on the Contra cruise, I will be down in Mexico and I'll be in Honduras. So I guess that'll be my second time. But as you guys are hearing this, I'm going to be out of the country. So again, guys, you guys are going to absolutely love that. And then I have scheduled the next episode will be the interview with John Hunt. At least that's what I have planned. So, and obviously since... John Hunt is a co-author to Doug Casey on their new book, Speculator, that just came out, I believe, September 27th. It's not going to be like, oh, come on, Justin, it's the same thing 2 times. No, I'm going to make them completely different. It's not going to feel like it's just because I don't just talk about the novel. Like with Doug Casey, I use the novel to talk about other things and to hit on other topics, like living in Africa. And, talking about gold and silver, investing. Doug Casey in the interview brings up he's bought some gold stocks. His best performing ones were 1,000 baggers, making 1,000 times your money. That's insane. Oh, man. I'm so excited for you guys to listen to it. I can't wait. I'm so glad I finally got to have Doug Casey on the show. And yeah, he is just a remarkable guy. And I think you guys will get a sense of that from the interview. And so, guys... that is all I have for you for this episode of the Justin Moore Show. I just thank you guys so much for tuning in here. And if you guys want to catch up on my old episodes while I'm gone here, just go to justinmoreshow.com. Moore is spelled M-O-H-R. You can donate to my show there. I have my little PayPal button there. And actually, come to think of it, I think I said a few months ago, like, end of September, I'm going to raise, how much you donate to the show. I'll raise that up to probably $75. Well, it's already the end of September. Actually, it's already October, for crying out loud. I can't believe where time went. I wasn't even paying attention. So I guess I'll push that deadline back just a little bit. So if you donate $50 to my PayPal, so if you donate $50 to my show from my PayPal widget on my website, I'm going to send you my bonus episodes. I give you a few stock tips, invested in the gold and silver bull market, where you will make some good money. I give you advice. I tell you guys how to save hundreds and hundreds of dollars going to Vegas on the cheap. I can teach you how to get nights comped free. Every time I go, I get 3 nights comped free. I'm going to tell you how to do that. I'll teach you how to play blackjack. I will teach you the best places to stay if you plan on going to Freedom Fest this next year. And I will be releasing a new bonus episode for an update for next year's Freedom Fest because they are moving it to the Paris Hotel instead of the Planet Hollywood. And I will tell you the best way to get there. And I seriously, I'm going to save you hundreds of dollars. So if you donate $50 to my show, you get those bonus episodes. You get the bonus behind the scenes interview with Keith Weiner. And guys, I'm telling you, if you guys can help me out in that way, or just buy your Amazon goods through my website at the very least, just click on my little banner there. That just will help me out. For all the purchases you make through Amazon, I just get a small commission back just because I'm sending you to their site. And it costs you nothing extra, and it helps keep the lights on over here. So guys, I just thank you so much for being here. Tell people about the show. Write a review for my show. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm telling you guys to do way too much on this episode. Just, pick and choose your poison here. And I will be back next week with the Doug Casey interview. And I will see you guys all next week. And I'm looking forward to it. This is Justin Moore signing off.